Hey everyone, especially all of you deers out there. Today, more Dimash. We're going to do Ómir Óter official music video, and then we're going to let's do a little swing by and catch Dimash singing with his brother playing the guitar. A little live session of Ómir. It'll be fun. 2 for 1. If you're new to the channel, I'm a licensed mental health counselor in Florida. Started doing reaction videos to try to raise mental health awareness. So if you like the content, please consider subscribing. Maybe leaving a like and a comment. It goes a long way. Thank you, everybody who is watching. It means a lot to me. If you want to support the channel even further, you can become a channel member, or you can buy me a copy. The link to that is in the description of the video. But without further ado, let's get to Dimash singing Ómir Óter. Here, since life is short.
Балалық балғын тәттінің бақытқа толы шақтарын амалың қанша қайтадан келмейді көнбейді тағдыр көнбейді бұл күнде қалар алыста қиял мен арман жарысқан бәрі де бәрі елеске айналар келгенде уақыт ойланар
Beautiful, kind of staying in that low register. I like it. Man, he's got such a range, but he can fill out his voice every step of the way. And his pronunciation is, he's really dictating his words very well. I'm not sure exactly what language this is in, but it sounds beautiful. I'm really digging it. So for the lyrics, it really sounds like this is kind of life is short, how time is fleeting, it doesn't come back, childhood goes away quickly, and maybe when we get close to the end of life, we start thinking about all the things that maybe we missed out on, or like moments being joyful, tender, and sweet, moments filled with happiness, but also that those moments we can't go back to. And, time passing is always a constant pressure that all humans live with. And living in regret is a very difficult thing, especially if in your life you made some choices that uh, had some really negative consequences on your life. One of the things I remember when I was raising my daughter, she's an adult now. Sometimes as parents, one of the things that we get caught up in is trying to raise a child. But really what you're trying to do is you're trying to raise an adult. So when they're children, sometimes we want to be overprotective of them and protect them from making any mistakes at all and make a lot of choices for them. And I was a bit of an overprotective parent. I mean, for a valid reason. We don't want to step too far into that world where our children don't have a chance to make mistakes and learn from them. Because the younger you are, typically, the mistakes aren't as long lasting. But the older you get, the mistakes can be more and more long lasting or permanent. For example, um, you know, falling down as a child because you're running too fast or running where it's wet is bad. You can get injured, but doing the same thing when you're driving, that can be much more dangerous. But if we kind of balance that being protective, teaching them, but with the concept in mind like the arrow pointing towards adulthood. Instead of trying to raise a child, it helps just that kind of change of reference sometimes. Because a lot of times when children get to be of age, then parents have a hard time letting go and being fearful of them having independence because they've been a little bit too overprotective instead of letting them grow and make mistakes but being there to put guardrails in place. Children thrive with guardrails, with boundaries. If you let them go free for all, they're going to end up in a ditch. They need boundaries so it keeps them out of the ditch, but they can't be too thin or they're not going to know what to do once those boundaries are loosened. In any case, hopefully that helps somebody out there somewhere. But let's get back to Dimash.
Eski aynalar kelgende vaqt oylanar Öteday ömür öter Özendey ağıp keter Жұлдызың сөнбесін жақанда Қол жетпей тұрып асыл арманға Өтеді-ай өмір өтер Дүние-ай бәрі бекер Жұлдызың сөнбесін жақанда Қол жетпей тұрып асыл арманға
Yeah, beautiful. The lyrics go on kind of to talk about striving to reach a life's dream, a life's goal, and that eventually your life is in the hands of God, the Almighty, it said on the screen. But the well wishes towards the youth of reaching for those eternal dreams and hoping that your life will last until you're able to achieve the biggest dreams of your life and to never stop reaching for those goals, for those dreams to really fulfill you. It's a great perspective and healthy way to approach life. Sometimes life forces us into holes that aren't our passion, and it's unfortunate, and sometimes it's a necessity to survive. But ideally, being able to reach for those dreams, just like Dimash reached super high in the sky, but then grounded himself in sheer determination and hard work and those things to develop those things. He isn't as amazingly talented as he is just by happenstance or by nature. He's put in the hard work. He sings and practices hours every single day. Yes, he had some natural talent and ability, but he let those things build and develop them and put in that hard work. And sometimes that's what we're missing is we have a dream, but then we don't put our feet in our hands to do the work to get us to that place. So I wish for all of you the same thing, to strive for those dreams, but to put in the work that's necessary to get there. Even if it seems like it's not going anywhere, if you keep at it, your chances grow every single day you keep at it. In any case, yeah, beautiful song. I really like it. It looked like it was showing people that are kind of glowing to signify like ancestors that are kind of looking down, or ancestors that are um, dreams to be achieved, to reach for those things uh, of heritage, or uh, I don't know. It's beautiful, but it's kind of like this idea that fate or determination um, doesn't give in. Like you have to keep at it because you're always going to have this pressure of time against you. So it's never a free and clear path. There's always going to be this pressure of time. Yeah, it's a beautiful illustrative way to talk about reaching and striving for your dreams.
Өзіңдей ағып кетер жұлдызың сөнбесін жаһанда қол жетпей тұрып асыл арманға өтеді-ай өмір өтер дүние бәрі бекер жұлдызың сөнбесін жаһанда қол жетпей тұрып асыл арманға.
That's beautiful. It looks like the tree of life behind him a bit. I think that's what that signifies. But I had a thought as this was playing, and kind of through the eye of the generations, starting when they're a little bit older, and then kind of each iteration shows a few people going back to when they're younger and younger and younger. But part of this eternal dream isn't just for yourself, but it's for your children and for the next generation to reach their dreams. That's the eternal dream. That's the one that time doesn't have as much of a hold on. So even if you don't achieve your dreams, if you pour yourself into your children and they're able to reach their dreams, then the ultimate dream is still achieved. And as a parent or a grandparent, you live a little bit vicariously through them being able to achieve their dreams. So even if you yourself haven't been able to achieve exactly what you wanted in life, you can still put forth effort in helping the next generation achieve the greatness that you had a dream for. And that's an awesome kind of thought. Yeah, and that's building a legacy, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I like that kind of take on it as well. Beautiful. Yeah, I love that take. The instrumentation is gorgeous. The setting, kind of that story. Man, it's really beautiful. And now let's see what he does with his brother on the guitar. I think his name is Mansur.
Өмір күндер менен күндер жалғасқан өмір мұң менен шаттық алмасқан саған болып қалған өмір сүйіктетіп сүюді үйреткен көңіл Қолас иткейден еліктен сырлары көп жалған өмір саған қоштарман самға бош арман ақ бұлттай арманға махаббат өлі талмайтын жараланбайтын болса жалғанда кейде жас көктем боп тым өктем боп дауылдатсаң дағы өмір ризамын мен саған ғашықпын мен саған аялаймын бағалаймын тағдыр жылатпа арманның жолында мені қолдап өмір құлатпа қателер
Hold on a second. I mean, absolutely incredible. Man, his voice, he's just doing vocal gymnastics. He's showing off for his little brother here. But the piano playing is beautiful. The guitar playing is beautiful. Man, so well and so intimate. Like, I really love the setting. You can hear every little morsel of his vocal intonation. It's incredible. But what I thought was the same song, this is a completely different song. This is kind of a love letter to life, how much he appreciates life. Life is being generous to him, but it's also kind of asking of him to live life well. Life is asking for it not to be fleeting and misused, not to be full of mistakes and selfishness, but to also be generous and loving and joyful and appreciate what life gives you by giving back to everyone else. It's a really kind of noble, reciprocal kind of almost relationship with this concept of life. Man, it's just a beautiful kind of sentiment to have. Man, I'm taken aback.
Тағдыр жылатпа арманның жолында мені қолдап өмір құлатпа қателесіп өкіндіріп кешірім сұратпа жаны жақұт күн әттең тоқтам жоқ шіркін уақыттың ағын болған жылдар бақыт көгершіні ұшып келеді оны сұрақтар жоқ па мекені амалым не қайран өмір ақара алмасқа.
Just gorgeous. The piano playing, the guitar playing, man. And this kind of love letter to life is just such an interesting concept and thought, talking about a lot of the same kind of themes that were in the other song that was almost like a push to get the most out of life, to never stop striving for your dreams. That concept is twinkled in here, but this is more about kind of the process of life, like just living it well and enjoying the process, and kind of the back and forth that you have with life as you kind of go down that river of life. And I mean, just the artistry here is incredible.
Ақара алмасқан пахналар басқан ашылар парақтар сапарлас дос табыстырған қош айтыстырған өмір жаратқан теңселтпей кемемді кетсен енді қол созғайсың маған өмір ризамын мен саған ғашықпын мен саған аялаймын бағалаймын тағдыр жылатпа арманың жолында елім қолда өмір құлатпа.
Yeah, we're playing that one back. Sorry.
Құлатпа арманың жолында елім қолда өмір құлатпа. Қателесіп өкіндіріп кешірім сұратпа. Кешірім сұратпа.
I might go as far to call that more than even a love letter to life. It's almost like a worship song to life. If he calls life is the creator, this is almost like a religious experience of praising and worshiping the life and being so thankful for the life that we have. And if we all valued life that much, the world would be a better place. That was an experience. Thank you for watching and listening to it with me. I hope that you go forward, strive for your dreams, and appreciate every moment that you have in this beautiful, wonderful thing we call life. Maybe click on something that pops up. Keep listening.